page Nun Zayin, and we're going to be on number Kuf Tzadi Tes. But let's look up at the top first. And it says, V'lechein Rosh Tevas Shal Natilas Yadayim is a Nun, a Yud, and an Ayin. Shuchu Ba'olam Haasiah Hanikra Ani. So we have been talking about what we're trying to do here is elevate Olam Haasiah. Olam Haasiah is called Ani. V'gam elu Rosh Tevas Hein B'gematria Kal. So also they come to the gematria of 130. L'rmozki b'chasiyah hu sod av kal. Now, I wanted a further definition of av kal. I always want further definitions, and since we've been learning, the only one is the Gon answers the questions that I would have. So he just states the fact. So he says like this. Let's look at the light print. It says on number Kuf Tzadi Tes, he says, Lefi Masha Shanina La'el, according to what we learned up above, Shanatilis Yadayim B'Hukvalis Birchosecha B'Ki Ba'olam Haasiah. So we have to understand that we're standing on the ground and we're saying this, and that's the idea. Lefichoch Merames Harab Shabaroshe Tevos Shal Al Natilis Yadayim Heim Osios Ani. They make the word Ani. So he says, when I saw it, I thought he meant I, right? But he said, "V'kevin she'olam haasiah nikra ani, sheharech haasiah hi hamalchus," because the Asiya really is the bottom line. It's malchus. Shehi aniya v'dala, and she's impoverished and empty. She's always empty and poor. He needs. V'lis Allah megrama klum. She has nothing of her own. So therefore she's always seeking. So the v'lechein v'rosh tevas al natilas yadayim, when you have this phrase al natilas yadayim, remuzach b'tevas ani, so there's a reference over there to the word ani. So he said, which means impoverished, or like the Sulam said, the ratzon l'kabel, she needs. The Ramosha anem misaknim ata, in order to tell us, this is really what he wants to say, is that what we're trying to do here is we're trying to build ba'olam haasiah hanikra ani. We're trying to build that. So v'gam elu harosh tevos hein b'gematria kal. Now this is a part that I really would like to know, because I started away a few years ago trying to understand Kriyas Shemal Lamita. We have all these books on Kriyas Shemal Lamita, and Kriyas Shemal Lamita uses a lot of combinations of names. That's also true in Shar Ruach HaKodesh, that it uses all different kinds of combinations of names, and one of them is Avkal. So it has some function, but I guess he's telling us it means Olam Hatzilus. It means Olam Haasiah. So Gam Rosh Tevos Shel Al Natilas Yadayim Heim Olam B'Gematria Meya B'Shloshim, when it comes to the Gematria of 130, should be Gematria Kal. So where are we at now right now? One more. So he says, Shemos Av Kal, he says those two words, those Av and Kal, so which makes a what? A gematria of 202, which is the gematria of the word Rav, or Bar, or I don't know. He doesn't get into it though. Shemos Av Kal Heim Ba'olam Haasiah, and they refer to in some way this world. V'lechein, so Rosh Tevas Shal Al Natilas Yadayim, so this word which means Ani, he says, Hu b'gematria Kal, but it also comes out to be the gematria of the word Kal, which is 130. And Yisach of the Rum, that's that concept which we've seen of Noshim Daitim Kalos. So he says gematria Kal, but it's not developed here. And that's the basic idea he wants to say. We find this in the Zohar. He said, we see this particular language, that the Yud Kei Vav Kei, which means the Zohar, he's writing on an Av Kal, which is Malchus. The Hu Av Kal, Ikre Das, because also we see that this is Das, it's when they say the Daitim Nashim Kala, so it also refers to Dat, Mehaki Kala Yirach Havayas. From, I don't know exactly what this is referring to, from that Kala, from that bride, who's a Yiras Hashem, who's afraid of Hashem, who has awe for Hashem. V'yihi Kaima B'Emtsi Kagam to the Das Ilah. Now, this is interesting. He said because she is in the middle, just like Das. It's a part of the Das line. But instead, it's called Kal. Now he doesn't give us a reason for it. I just want to go over those lines again because even though I read it, he says where it says V'zel Lashon of Hine. This is the Zohar. Hine Chavavaya Rochev Al Av Kal. The Chavaya, which is the main aspect, is riding on Malchus, or means that they're making a union. V'Haku Av Kal Ikre Das. So this Kal is called Das, which is the middle line. Mahaki Kala Yerusavaya. It is the Das of the Kala herself, who is I'm not sure exactly what Yerusavaya does here, but it says Yerus, which I guess means Malchus of the Chavaya. That's what I think it means. So so where is she located? Kagam the Dasi law. So she's actually the bottom of the middle line. But she's called Kal. So he said, well, come on, later on, he says, number Memches, he says, where is that? He says, Drushot, Chazara, Hamida, Chazara, Hamida. He says later on, another place. Kasav Rav is El Lashona. This is what the Rav actually says. V'inyan Avkal, when we talk about the concept of Avkal, who ki cheshbon havaya, that's 26, v'rivua, b'derek zera be'oila av. So this is, if you want to know, how you got to Av, you could do it a Yud K, Vav K. That comes out the gematria of Av. So, again, what I'm missing, and I guess I have to put it in myself, is what is the effect, as we're saying this Av is a Revua. So what is the effect of a Revua? It's a spreading of the light in some way. I'm not sure that I got a handle on it. V'obe Melua Kazan, then you see it, Yud Vav Dal, you could do this simple one, Yud Vav Daled K Aleph, Yud Vav Daled K Aleph Vav Aleph Vav, Yud Vav Aleph, etc., etc., etc. Olam Kal. If you do it that way, it's the same thing. Av and Kal are the same thing. So he says just more developed. Vishnayim Elo Heim Das Shebenukva Ad Kan, and those two represent the Das of the Nukva. And exactly what he means by the Das of the Nukva is being Av Kal. So we see two different ways. One, it's a Revua of Yud K Vav K, and the other way it's a Revua of the Milui of it. So one way or another, it's getting over to the Nukva. Okay, that's it for this one.